Hello everyone, and welcome to your 2023 General Tarot and Astrology by me, Nikki E. Now, as you know, guys, this is just general. I don't know your chart, I don't know your birth time, I don't know any of that. This is just general predictions. This is for your sun, moon, and rising. When it comes to the astrology of 2023, it's going to be a big one, a major one, because we have two major things happening. We have obviously Saturn changing signs, going into Pisces. The last time we had that was when Pisces, it dipped in and out of Pisces in 1993, and then it went fully into Pisces in, I believe it was January 1994, and it came out in 1996. So we're like more or less completing a cycle which started in, we're completing the Saturn cycle basically, which from 94, that started in 1996. It's a long time ago, guys. A lot of you are probably having their Saturn returns in Pisces, you Pluto Scorpio generation. So happy solar return. It's going to be a big one, a major one. I've actually done a full video on that, guys, so head over to my videos and I talk a bit more in depth. I've also got it on my podcast too. The other major theme that is happening is that we have Pluto, which is going into Aquarius. It's only staying there for like a couple of months. It's going to be dipping its toe into, just like showing us what's what. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be showing us just a little bit of what is to come. And as we know, there's going to be certain things that are going to be in place. There's certain things that will stay. But also, Pluto is about dissolving the old school, dissolving and bringing in stuff. And it's going to be, remember, Aquarius is traditionally ruled by Saturn, but it is also it is ruled by Uranus. So there's some crazy things that's going to be coming up. And even if you are someone that is very, very open-minded and goes with the flow, you as well may be shocked by it. Even me myself, I could say what I believe could happen, but then again, it could just be something else. So it's going to be there from March, and I believe it's coming, and it's going to be there until May, June of 2023. That's going to go back into Capricorn. A lot of dipping in and out, Capricorn and Aquarius. But, times have changed now. We're going to be seeing times are changed. And I also believe that we're going to really see that we're going to, the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction Aquarius, the beginning of air era, which we haven't had for a very long time. We're going to start seeing that being played out even more. And also, again, I've said this before, I think I've said this many times, we will also start seeing the generation who have been waiting in the wings, not waiting their time, just that they had to do that work to do with their finances, with Pluto Sagittarius, their self-worth, earning money, how they can make money. And also the Pluto in Libra generation, 1971 to 1984. We're going to start seeing an uprise of these two generations start to be making moves. And the other two generations, which is Pluto in Virgo, 1958 to 1971, 72, it dipped in and out. And also the Pluto in Scorpio, 1983, 84 to 1995. We're going to start seeing them taking a backseat. We're going to start seeing them relaxing, doing that inner work. So there's going to be a shift of generations coming through. It's not going to be massive. It's going to be like gradually, but we're going to see more of it happening in 2024. So yeah, those two shifts are really happening with the Pluto changing and Saturn changing. Well, and also let's not forget we have the nodes that will be changing into Aries and Libra. It's going to be a brand new beginning of what's going to be happening, and you know how we are positioning ourselves, and when it comes to how we are when it comes to our relationships as well. So yeah, I'll be covering those more in depth when it, or before it happens, or when it happens. So yeah, these are the major shifts that are happening. Also, other themes that are coming up in 2023 is we do have Venus going retrograde in Leo, and it actually will feel like a long time. You know, we have Mars coming out of Mars coming out 7 months in Gemini and going into going into Cancer. And I think that a lot of Geminis will be very relieved. But, you know, like I said, we have the Venus going into Leo, which will be for a while. And obviously I'll be doing a video on that too, as and when it happens. And there's going to be like a whole shift when that comes. Okay. So yeah, those are like the main, especially like the Saturn and Pluto. Those are the definitely main that's happening. But I've picked out 3 numerology cards, like life-changing cards for us, the collective. And the 3 cards that I've actually picked out for 2023 is healing. That's the first card. So I feel a lot of us will be definitely seeking to heal ourselves. There could be also like a relief, maybe because Saturn's out of Aquarius, we can now be a little bit more free. Healing is also a card that's associated with Pisces, because Saturn's going there. And the words of the themes, one of the themes that will come up with Pisces is to do with the church and spirituality, but also some of us actually going back, and that is also a form of healing. So this first card's going to be playing a major part for us. A lot of us will want to be healing our bodies, healing our health, healing our mind, healing our relationship, healing, or even healing the world. You know, we've come out, it's nearly 3 years since we've been in this pandemic, and we're more or less still in it. And it's not been easy, it's been quite tough. And I feel, especially when, you know, we're easing to Saturn in Pisces, we are wanting to seek solace, and, you know, healing is many themes. And the fact that this card came out first is very telling on what the world actually needs. Because 2022 is not even that traumatic, it's just been very, whoa, okay, this is how things are going to be. So the first card of 2023 is healing. And I do feel it's majority of it is to heal ourselves and also forgive ourselves. The second card we have is nature. Okay, so going from healing to nature, being around nature, grounding ourselves, because this is a card of grounding. It can be quite hard to ground, because a lot of us may be very much up in the air. But yeah, ground nature. Some of you may move in 2023 and want to live near nature, want to live somewhere more quiet. Could be, you know, some of you could decide you want to live in the forest, near trees, near peace and quiet. Or some of you may, you know, if you're big on hiking, some of you may even actually decide to hike, or you may be big on hiking and seeking to be around nature when you're hiking. And in London, I don't know about you guys, but in London we have beautiful parks. You have a really nice park in London, and it's got like a forest. And once you're there, you just, everything just feels different. The air feels different. Everything feels different. So nature is also to do with grounding. Grounding can also heal us as well. I feel some of us will also be seeking stillness, a lot of stillness, because again, we are in air era, and our minds are wired up, whether it's through social media, computers, phones. We're very distracted. at the moment, and even more so in 2023. So having that stillness of mind and being around nature is another theme I feel we're going to be looking for. And the last card for 2023 is physical activity. Yeah, physical activity. And the physical activity is many forms, guys. I'm not a doctor or a physical fitness, but physical activity is, because these cards are beautiful for this year, for 2023. These cards are very beautiful. Finding forms of physical. It doesn't have to be like going hard or go home, because that's old school. But finding something you're good at, something you enjoy, whether it's dancing, walking, hiking, more or less the same thing, or whether it's just doing weights. I feel physical activity, as long as we're not over-exerting ourselves, because, you know, we can go too hard, we can just go too much. Pacing ourselves when it comes to physical activity, and just trying to keep moving. One thing I found with exercise, because, you know, Saturn is transiting my 6th house at the moment, is that we may have a lot of plans on how we would like what we like when it comes to like a routine. Like, I want to do this type of workout, I want to eat this type of food, and and, you know, we do forget that life gets into the way. And even if we have good intentions for our bodies, or good intentions for like ourselves, or in life in general, it doesn't really pan out that way. You know, you could be doing a workout and, you know, you get an injury. You know, you hurt your ankle, or you pull a muscle, and you have to change it. So I feel physical activity, for one of the themes as well for next year, is knowing when to change, listening to your body as well. If something doesn't feel right, obviously stop. But if it's, you know, making you more tired, listen to that and think about doing something different. So if you're not a person that is a runner, you like doing yoga, and you feel that you need more endurance, do some type of cardio, which is, it could be running, but it could just be like fast walking, it could be dance. If you're a person that does high intensity, and you feel that because, you know, as we get older, our bodies are not the same, especially every decade, it's time to switch that up. So I feel with this card also, it's about switching things up when needed, because, you know, we're in a new decade. A lot of us, we're not all getting younger. Well, in my mind I am, but, you know, we're not getting younger, and we have to work with the physical as well in a different way. So be more open to changing ourselves in when it comes to physical exercise. So those are the 3 general cards, and the 3 major themes that I feel will be definitely important for 2023. 2023 is also a number 7 year, but I'll be doing another video. Actually, I'll be doing a podcast on that, guys. I'll be doing a podcast on that. But yeah, it's a different, because we've moved from we're in number 6, we're moving into number 7. So also that universal number will definitely change things for a lot of us. We can find that we're going to be slowing down a lot more as well. Where we're going from the tarot, especially when it's tarot, we're going from the lovers, lovers card, which is about choices when it comes to our relationships and things that are going on in our mind, two different things at the same time. Obviously there's a shadow side to every card as well. We could be just doing dodgy things, and I think you guys know the gist of it. But again, it is about choices when it comes to like our heart and our head, our mind and our body and soul, all these connections. Now if we go into the tarot card, which is about our will and determination and about control. And, you know, again, I'll be doing a full podcast video on that. So also know that the energies of the numerology and the universal is going to be changing too. So I'm going to be getting into the signs now. And of course, we're going to have to start with Aries. Such a big year for you. So Aries, you are heading into a time in 2023 of change. Because not only have we got Saturn moving into your 12th, you know, your career is definitely going to be highlighted too. You also got Pluto going into your 11th house, and there's going to be some stuff that really and truly come up in terms of your goals, because your goals are definitely changing. And with the nodes being in your sign for 2023 going into 2024, obviously you're going to be coming into your own. Another thing I forgot to say is happy nodal return to people that are born in the mid to late 80s. So if you're 85, especially 86, 86, not nearly going to 87, happy Aries nodal return to you. So yeah, you're going to be seeing a different shift happening. So with the nodes was going in your second house, when it came to like your money and self-worth, you're now coming into your own. And when you're coming into your own, things change, your goals change, your relationships change, your life changes, your work changes as well. So I feel there's going to be a major shift that happens there for you. And it's, you're going to be on a roll. There's going to be no time like the present, even physically, because you're ruled by the physical body. It's Mars. You're going to be doing some physical stuff, like changing up your eating habits, your physical body as well. But you can go too fast. So, with the nodes activated in your sign and with Pluto in your 11th, and you're going to be transforming. But also, I feel it's a little bit of a psychic time for a lot of you. There will be things that you need to really listen to, pace yourself with, because again, whenever the nodes happen, opportunity does come too. A lot of opportunity does come. And Jupiter's going into your second house, so yes, there could be definitely like an expansion of money, of wealth. But I feel a lot of you are going to be learning as well. There's going to be a lot of learning when it comes to about money, but also learning about how you're valuing money. Definitely about how you're valuing money and your self-worth. But the main theme for you is definitely the nodal shift. So the card that you have for 2023 is water with the death card. Wow. So what this is showing me for you, Aries, is that there's going to be, again, I said before, I think I just mentioned it, there's going to be a transformation time for you, because Pluto is, even though it's in your 11th, it also rules your 8th house. And that is about death, transformation. It is also about, you're peeling an old layer of your skin and you're now coming into your own. But there's also things that what you've learned in the past is now coming to full fruition. And especially with Saturn being in your 12th house, you're going within. So even though you are shining, you're going within, and you're going to see lots of synchronicities, and it's not to be avoided now. So the death card is showing you that the shadow side is for you to really work with, but also it's also for you to transform. And the water card is your emotions. So 2023 is showing that it's going to be an emotional year for you. There could be tears, there could be tantrums, there could be tiaras and plate smashes. It just feels like there's going to be a huge wave of emotion coming up in 2023. But it's because you need to let something out. It's like, I've waited so long for this, and now it's bags at dawn. I need to let this out. But you're going to be feeling cleansed by it. These two cards are saying not to control. Try not to control your what you need to, like, not, how can I put this? Control. There's going to be a time where you're going to have to control yourself, but also if there's burning emotions that you just can't let them out, there may be a way you have to figure out to let it out. But even if it's not in the way that people expect, it's just you releasing, and you are going to feel cleansed this year. These two cards are showing me you'll be transformed, but also emotionally cleansed. So regardless, even if this year is going to be quite a fiery year, and again, a fast-paced year, pacing yourself is not going to be easy. But the downtime is when you start getting the results. The downtime is when you start getting the intuition is going to be heightened. So really listen to those voices within. Okay, Aries. Taurus. So 2023, very active time. Actually, it's going to be a good time for you as well. A lot of signs actually are going to be very stars of the show in their own way, and even more so because all of you fixed signs are going to be pushed into the forefront of things. And we have, you know, the node is still in your sign until May, and then it goes into your 12th house. So you're going to be trying to rest. I say trying to because we have Venus retrograde in your 4th. It's going to be there for like a good over 2 months. I think it's going to be nearly 4 months. It's going to be there for a while. And then we have Jupiter. Let's not forget Jupiter is in your sign. Okay, so there's going to be a shift when it comes to your goals and your dreams, and friends coming in, friends coming out. You're making friends with different people who could help you. They could be beneficiaries. They could be helping you financially in some way. They could be new people that can, I don't know, help with contracts, and because Jupiter's about money, so more money can come to you. But remember, Uranus is there, Taurus, so that lavish lifestyle that a lot of you like is no longer viable. It's old school now. I know some of you may not want to hear it, but still, Jupiter's in your sign. We've got Saturn also in your 11th house as well. So again, there could, you know, when it comes to like your friendship, because was Jupiter ruling because Jupiter also rules, let's not forget, your 11th and also your 8th house. And what this actually brings for you, even though it's in your sign, is you know, friends coming in, but also you're healing yourself when it comes to if you've been hurt in the past by any friends. I also feel with you Tauruses that, and also with joint finances as well, you know, let's not forget your financial sign. But I also feel for you Tauruses, especially if you look back on what happened 30 years ago, when it comes to friendships, I feel that friends could definitely come back from the past, from 30 years ago. Yeah, that's one of the big things I'm picking up. A lot of you Tauruses, and they could be Pisces, they could have Pisces sun, moon, or rising. I feel there could be a healing of that if the friendship didn't last the distance. Even if you were like a high school kid, or if you were like, I don't know, if you was in your 20s or 30s, I feel that there's something from the past, from 30 years ago, is going to come back in order for you to heal, or you're going to be healing each other. Yeah. So yes, Jupiter's in your sign, and node's in your sign for a bit, then it goes into your 12th house, so you're going to be trying to rest. And yeah, you got Pluto in your 10th, okay? Pluto in your 10th, so there's going to be a merging of your career. Some of you could be working with your partner, definitely working with your partner. There could be brand new contracts coming or dissolving. It could go either way, but you're going to be the star, even though you try not to mean to be. Okay, so a big year for you Taurus. So the cards that you have is, wow, you got Aries and you got the 8 of Wands. Big month, big month, a big year, because Aries is a number 1 card, and the number 1 is of new beginnings. Funny enough, Taurus, is that when it comes to, I actually did a podcast video, and we're going through a brand new cycle of the tarot, and we are in number 1 as well. So yes, you can feel like, although I need to rest, I still need to be number 1. That could be a major theme for you, that you want to be number 1. This year is about new beginnings for you. If you felt 2022 was a new beginning, you've not really seen nothing yet. This card is like, the Aries card is like the Ace card. Okay, so a lot of you, I feel if you've planted new seeds in 2022, you're going to start seeing these seeds setting. So if you've been doing, even if you've been doing something from 30 years ago, if you've been doing something, I don't know, when Saturn went into your 10th house and nothing is materialized, I feel a lot of you will start seeing the benefits now. You also, Tauruses, I feel it's actually a good thing, because you know the Eight of Wands is also about movement and action. So there's going to be a lot of movement that's going to be happening for you. And if it's a powerful time in 2023. I believe that, I think in 2024 we have Jupiter conjunct Uranus as well. I'm not sure if it's 2023 or 2024. I've got to look into it, but that's going to be happening for you. So Taurus is throughout, I don't know, the next decade or so, next 20 years, your 10th house is going to be activated. And if you didn't really see any gains, you're going to be seeing it in 23. Okay, so a little bit like Aries, try to pace yourself, take that downtime. It's not going to be necessary for you to be always busy, because with the nodes being in your 12th house, that's going to be a time where you have to really listen to that inner voice. So these cards are also saying there's going to be some traveling that could be coming up, a lot of traveling. You guys could be moving home. You could be traveling for work, leaving your work as well. Great opportunities that come when it comes to promotions and money. If you are looking to do like a side hustle, the side hustle can really blow up as well. But once again, Taurus, is try, when it comes to relaxing, try to take that in as well, because that will give you even more energy when it comes to these opportunities and new pursuits that's coming in your life. Gemini, so the 23, it begins with you still with Mars in your sign. And, you know, you guys may be buzzing like bees, bzz, lots of buzzing like bees, and a lot of action, busyness, opportunities, you know, fiery debates, arguments, a lot more stuff coming up for you, which is a good thing because, you know, you guys like to be busy. Now, also in 23, I feel it's going to be quite a good year for you because, you know, you've got Saturn, which is in your 10th. And this is going to be for the next 3 years. So there's like a combination, an ending or a beginning when it comes to like your career. Now, Saturn being in your 10th, it can herald great changes. Some of you are probably going for your Saturn return. So this could be some of you wanting to get a new job or retiring or being forced to retire. It depending on what you are doing. Because Geminis, you guys generally are very cheeky. So sometimes you don't mean it, but sometimes it's foot and mouth, the brain is wired and you say something and it gets you in trouble, which puts you in the spotlight, but it can also get you in trouble. So I do think there's going to be some changes within your career. Some of you might be delusioned with your career, especially the nodes. It's going into your, it's going into your 11th house. So, you know, your goals, a brand new time for your goals and your dreams and your friends as well. This is going to be skyrocketing. It's also going to be extremely highlighted too. There's no, it's showing that there's no time like the present now. And it's a time for you to restructure, like delegate it properly, like what you want to do on each day, because things can also move very fast. In fact, a lot of air signs, except Libra, are really going to be benefiting through the nodal changes. So yeah, you're on a roll. And with Venus going retrograde into, you know, and also in a busy time for you, it's like, you know, it's going to be in your house chart actually. So your mind, it's love, you know, so a lot of you could just be flirting up a storm. Be careful if you're single, obviously, but you remember with Saturn being in your 10th, that means you're the star of the show. You are being seen, good or bad. So I feel that Saturn is saying to you, like, you know, try to, you know, try to be on the good side of things, because because Saturn's about karma. So I feel that during this year, for a lot of you, some of you Geminis, that there's going to be some, again, I feel everyone's going to be healing in their own way, but I feel that you're going to be healing when it comes to your career. There may be stuff that happened in the past that you didn't really think about, and it actually comes. It could be a boss or people you work with. So there's going to be a lot of changes, again, that's going to be happening. I feel Saturn's your main theme of this year. Definitely your main theme. And obviously with Venus being in your third house as well, lots of communication, lots of actually creativity, and lots of downloads can come. And if any of you guys are single, the more the merrier, you know, because you guys love to have choices in your life, and so you should. So the card that you have is the Queen of Cups. Sagittarius, I mean Gemini, I think I said Sagittarius. And also you have the Capricorn card. Wow. So the Queen of Cups is heralding you, my dear Gemini, for a change. And when it comes to your, again, creativity, it comes to your emotions. It comes for you to your, yes, definitely your emotions. And with the Capricorn card is, and we got Saturn, it's ruled by Saturn, Capricorn, which is your career. So feeling the changes that are happening is one of your major themes for this year, for 2023. Feeling this card is also saying what I just said before. There's going to be lots of changes happening. You could have emotional changes. You could have physical changes, but you could also have a lot of job changes that are happening. This card, the Queen of Cups card, is about, you know, psychic ability, because it's a Cancer card. So you may actually feel quite psychic. Your intuition might be very high. Like, for instance, some of you may feel that there's changes that are happening in the jobs, and you may think, let me just jump. It could be before I'm pushed, or let me just jump because this is a sinking ship. It could be that, you know. But some of the changes that do happen in 23 is some of these things you may not be able to control, but listen to your hunches can actually, it's not even like save you, it can actually put you in good stead. Yeah, it definitely feels like there's going to be a huge awakening that's going to be happening for you. But also just know, and also you're a mutable sign, you go with the flow, but these cards are saying just know that some of the things that will change, you really have no control over. So if you don't want to be a boss, you end up being a boss. It's maybe the right thing. Or if you are wanting to be promoted or something and it doesn't happen, it's probably for the right thing as well. These two cards are also saying something better will also come up. So sticking to a plan that you think is going to work, sometimes it doesn't really happen. So just being more open-minded more than ever is one of your skills for, I say skills because you're ruled by the hands, for 23. Cancer. So 2023, I feel it's not going to be too crazy for you. Not too crazy. Remember, we just never know. But 2023 is a time of spiritual enlightenment, especially Saturn's being there in your 9th house. You know, you guys are going to be seeing, you guys are going to be open to more things. I think you guys may actually be very much more spiritual, extremely more spiritual. You know, I'm sure that you guys are sort of relieved that it's coming out of your 8th house. But still, we've got Pluto in your 8th, which is going to be shaking things up in a grand way. You got the Venus in Taurus, Venus in Leo, which is another quite a long transit. It's going to be in your money house. But regardless, for you Cancers, you know, some of you may want to like shy away and, you know, stick to being quiet, watching people. But there's still a lot of things that could definitely come up for you. And it actually is really a good thing. It actually really is a good thing for you Cancers. 2023 is a time that a lot of you, I feel, can come out of your shell now. Even if you do want to hide, even if you do want to rest. And, you know, come up and really smell the roses, because there's so much things to do. There's so much people to see, so much places to say. And your career is going to be taking a new lease of life. I feel a lot of you may be thinking that, you know, I want to actually, you know, if you are really drawn to be working with people, I feel you still want to do that, but still you may want to do like a passion project, something passionate this year, something you've been working on for a while. With Pluto coming out of your 7th house for a very long time, Cancers, it's like you're going to breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. Even though it's going to go back, you're still going to have these little niggles when it comes to like your personal relationships, contracts as well. There's still things that are niggling behind the scenes, especially you late degrees Cancer. But now you're still going to be doing that whole 8th house thing, like dipping into it, but it's a time of transformation. So the cards that you have for 23 is the 8 of Swords with the Taurus card. And it's funny you got the Taurus card because Jupiter is in your 11th house. Okay, so whenever you know, the 8th of Swords is quite a hard house. It is a card that speaks of, you know, being blindfolded to things that you don't want to see. And I'm not saying there will be, I feel if there's anything that you don't want to see, or if there's any chaos in 23, you may just, again, seeking this peacefulness, but you do have to sort it out, Cancer. Sometimes you have to get a little bit murky. Things have to get murky in order for things to progress. If you're seeking peace and you don't want drama, you need to shake it up in order to gain peace. A little bit like Libra. You know, I feel that you guys are really seeking peace and quiet this month, but there's still things lurking behind the scenes as well. And again, you're ruled by the past, like Capricorn. So the past could be coming up in order for you to either rectify it or heal, because this year's a big theme of healing. So yeah, there are things that are going to be coming up for you. And again, these things can be very much an emotional time. With the Taurus card is giving you that groundedness to work through anything. You're going to be, you know, this card is a number 2 card, and a number 2 is a High Priestess. So this is showing me that your intuition, a bit like another sun sign I spoke about, is going to be very, I think it was Aries, is going to be playing a huge part. It's going to be playing a big part in what's going on. It's like you're going to be seeing things before they happen, but it won't really affect you. It could affect others. Or in another sense, if it does affect you emotionally, you can actually know when to jump in and to, you know, sort things out. So your intuition is going to be very high. And the Taurus card is of your grounding. The Taurus card is also saying that there's going to be some things or people that are going to come into your life that are going to stabilize. They can stabilize your emotions, but they can also stabilize like your whole environment. So I feel that once everything is died down, you will get the peace. You will get the rewards, because this year it is also quite a rewarding year for you. Again, Cancer, this year is very much up in the air for everyone. Even if you've got good transits, there are things that are still rocky under the surface. But I feel you are one of the lucky ones that are really going to be more or less getting what you want. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your 2023 General Tarot. So it's a big year for you, Leo, especially with Venus being in your sign, which feels like it's going to be for like a year. It's going to be for a couple of months. You've got Venus retrograde into your sign. So you are about, you know, your relationships. It's all the fixed signs are going to be shining, good or bad. Yeah, especially for the next 20 years. And you're one of the main ones, because we also have Pluto, which is in your 7th house. It's going to be dipping in for a bit. So it will show where things need to be transformed within your relationship. It's shown that where things are going to be fading away and new things are going to be coming in. This also is concerning your house as well, your home, your past roots. These are some of the similar themes that could be coming up. I will be doing a full video on Pluto in Aquarius. I haven't done it. So many things to do, Leos. I'm so sorry. But still, you're going to be shining like Aquarius. Yes, so you're going to be shining with the Pluto being opposing you. Some of you will be seeking independence. Some of you will be seeking something sustainable. But it's all going to be very much quite crazy as well. We've got Saturn in your 8th. Okay, so a time to really try and stabilize your finances, your joint finances, a time of transformation. Some of you Leos could be birthing a new idea as well. But yeah, my mind is really coming to this Venus retrograde in your sign. And regardless of what happens, Leos, it's like, you know, your head's, it's not like a head above, it's like a head above water, but also I'm going to make it. Like, no matter what happens, this is what I'm going to be doing. I feel a lot of you are feeling extra more independent, and that could be to do with your relationship with your partner, business, personal, general relationships, or it could be you just find a new lease of life, especially if you older Leos are, I feel like a lot of older Leos are going to be feeling very different. You could be Pluto in Leo, but I feel that some of you will be dressing very different this year. Some of you may dare to speak about taboo subjects or start working with the occult, or committing. It could be a big sign of a strong commitment. Some of you could be proposing. Some of you could be, but I do feel that you guys are just coming out of your shell, out of fearlessness. And you know, Leos, a lot of you, I've said this to someone that I know as well, that it's like they court controversy, they court drama. I feel it's mostly to do with that the people you associate with. So that I feel you're going to be looking at. Something really needs to change there. Something needs to change within your job. Something needs to change with who you're working with. And something needs to change in your relationship as well. And this relationship could be like, if you've got kids, it could be a change in your kids' relationship as well. But there's like, whatever happens, Leo, you're going to rise above it. You know, even if things feel shaky or up in the air, or if things feel that, you know, you may feel that you may not get what you want, I feel that you will in the end, because of the positive frame of mind. Positivity is your key this year, Leo. Really and truly your key this year. And again, a bit like Cancers, there can be some drama. There can be some drama, but you more so than, because of, I think, the opposition to Pluto, and Saturn's come out of your sign as well. And, you know, you guys are having less restrictions, but still there might be some drama. And I feel a lot of you will be very busy. So the cards that you have is the Nine of Swords with Virgo. Now, the Nine of Swords is to do with anxiety. It's to do with tension. It can be unhappiness as well. I feel more, even though it's quite a harsh card, I feel more that you guys may not want to rest. It's like there's too much things to do, there's too much places to see, there's too much activities, there's things that I want to create and do. And this could lead to burnout, mental burnout for a lot of you. Remember, you're going into a time where things are going to be extreme. It's extreme times, extreme emotions, extreme mental activity. Things feel very extreme and intense in some parts of this 2023. So again, like Aries, try and pace yourself. Try not to do too much, having that downtime. Remember, we have the card of the physical fitness, so that will really help burn off excess energy. It could, if you're finding it hard to sleep in 23, I don't think it's going to be the whole. I think it might be like the second half. You know, doing some type of yoga, breath work, or if it's too slow for you, doing something that is going to be burning off any energy, and it could also help you to sleep. Because Saturn's in your 8th, this is great to be getting like a reading. This is also great to be getting in touch with like that state of mind, that, you know, doing some psychodynamic work. Because you, again, also the past could be coming out. It could be to do with like past relationships as well. And with the Virgo card is about structure for you. So I feel, because it feels like there's so much coming at once, I feel that you're going to be having to structure things so that you just don't do too much things at the same time. You don't burn yourself out, and you don't get confused. You don't get mentally or especially emotionally confused. And this Virgo card is a number 6 card. And the number 6 is ruled actually by the Lovers card. So there might be some choices you might have to make with this card, with the Virgo card, which rules your second house anyway. You know, it could be a factor of money, but it could also be a factor that you have to put certain things before others. So it could be like your family before your work. It could be like your health. Your health is more than anything. I think your health is going to be playing, but mostly it might be like the mental, because things can get, again, frazzled and confusion. So taking care of like the mental health, the physical and the emotional health, putting things that are more important and putting things that are less important, getting organized. Okay. And the number 6 is about, again, about choices within the head, heart and mind. It could be lovers, it could be your partner, it could be your work, it could be a multitude of things. So I feel 23, a lot of you are going to have to be juggling a lot of eggs in one basket. But again, Leos, like I said in the beginning, you know, you guys can do it, and it's going to be a walk in the park for you. Hello, Virgo. So like all the mutable signs, especially because Saturn is in your 7th house for 2023, welcome to your general, Virgos. You're going to be shining. You know, the fixed signs and the mutable signs are going to be, you know, rising, stars of the show, good or bad, up and down, who knows. So with this general reading for you, Virgos, you know, a big month, a big year, you know, Saturn's going to be in your 7th, and this is to do with like your relationships. You've got Jupiter that's in your 9th as well. You've got the nodes that are in your 6th and 12th house. No, sorry about that. That are in your 2nd house and 8th houses. So money, you know, your money, your relationships are going to be of big themes that are happening. But Jupiter will really help you. It will expand your mind when it comes to any traveling that you may want to do. I feel a lot of you Virgos may want to really escape. You know, like things are just either getting too much, or things are just too intense, or things are just laid out on the table for you, and you just want to I just want to get away from it all. So don't be surprised, Virgos, if you guys are reading up on like secret destinations far, far away. You could be dreaming a lot more of just being around a different environment, something, it may be slower pace. Yeah, if it's fast paced, it may be very much a slower pace as well. With Saturn being in your 7th, which is 7 doors away from your 1st, this is going to be about your physical self. It's also going to be about, you know, yes, contracts, business contracts, partnerships in general. So you may see, like another sign, that, you know, there may be some partners that come back from the past as well. And it may not just be this year, maybe just continuing until Saturn leaves Pisces. So, you know, this is something to actually look out for, just in case. But even you, Virgos, could be looking back at the past 30 years. If you're too young to remember, some of you are, you know, I don't know if you guys are Gen X's or Pluto in Libra. You guys will probably remember what happened 30 years ago and what's happening now. This also feels a time that you may restructure stuff. You know, if you've been too insecure to be going, like, studying or learning the language, because you might think, oh, my memory's not that great, or I'm not going to be a good mentor or teacher. It's really time to look at it now. Really look into it. Don't shy away, because I feel like the world definitely can be your oyster as well, even though your relationships are very much highlighted this year. And with Jupiter, I mean, with Venus in Leo being in your 12th house, this will give you a lot of time to be doing some secret stuff, like prepping, even doing something creative, thinking about things. It could be like a lover, like going on dates, looking at some hidden gems in some way. I'll be doing a full video on this, so don't worry. So yeah, you're going to be shining along with Pisces. So the card you got is the Ace of Cups with the Fire card. Okay, there's a brand new beginning when it comes to your relationships, Virgos. If you guys have been seeking that one, or if you guys have been seeking to actually talk and reveal your feelings, I feel that 2023, even probably going to 2026, will be that time. You know, if you've been one of those Virgos that have been playing the field, not really ready for commitment, or, you know, not just revealing your true feelings, it's time to really look at that, because it could have been a fact that, because remember, Saturn rules your fifth. So it could have been a fact that, you know, you've restricted yourself in some way, or you've just felt that, you know, you're too scared to commit, or you felt that, you know, you're not a person that will commit. This might be the time that you're going to be doing it now. And this, I'm talking in broad general. And if you've like really stuck to like the norm, you might be broadening your horizons now, broadening your horizons with different groups of people who are very different to you, from a different culture, a different language, or, you know, broaden your horizons and not sticking to something that you've always stuck to. So the Ace of Cups is showing me that there might be a softer side that's coming out for a lot of you Virgos, a brand new time for it, and a brand new time of creativity. If you are one of those Virgos that didn't even think you're creative, this could start to be coming out slowly. And with the Fire card, this card is telling me it's time to go for it. Just be fearless. It's like now or never. If you're in like your 30s or 40s, now's that time. Even if you're retired, now's that time. You know, I feel that a lot of you could actually really surprise yourself if you dare to go there, if you dare to come out of your head and go into your mind and see what can happen. Because the worst thing that can happen, or the worst something that someone can say is no, or the worst thing that could happen is that it doesn't work out. Try something again. Try something that you've wanted to do, from 30 years ago, or try something, you know, try something new. These cards are saying really, or dare to try something new as well. You have the Fire, the energy is burning, and it could be sexual, but it also just could be like something from the heart, something from your emotions. So really dare to go there. Libra. So Libra, how are you? Welcome to your 2023 reading, General Tarot and Astrology. And yeah, Libra, you know, you guys are going to be wanting to, you know, it might be a feel of like gliding through this year, but you're going to be shining. I forgot to say, mostly like all the elements, like the cardinal, the mutable, and the fixed, you guys are all going to be shining in your own way, because you've got the nodes that are going through your sign, the sign of destiny. Your relationships are highlighted, and also independence, skills, something you're going to be starting. So we could see a different side of Libras in 23, a very different side. Some of you may want to go it alone, which could actually quite scare you, or some of you may want to commit. There could be a birthing of things, literally a birthing. It could be children, it could be a project, it could be moving. You know, your mind could just be really set alight. It could be very much an emotional time in 23 for a lot of you. And with Jupiter in your 8th as well, this is a time of transformation. It's a time where, because the 8th house, they do say, especially in Vedic, is like fertility. So some of you guys could, you know, there could be children coming. Remember when Saturn was in your 5th? It may have restricted it, but now it's like go time. You know, or you guys, if some of you are not interested in having kids, some of you could decide, I actually want to transform myself in a physical way, or I actually want to start this creative project. It was restricted, but now I feel that I can actually go there. I can delve deep. I can think deep. You know, this is a time of relationships. Relationships are a big theme for a lot of you Libras. Big, big, big theme. And I feel that you definitely are in your element. You know, you've got Venus, which is in your 11th. So some of you single, you could find a relationship among friends. Or, you know, you could fall in love with doing something very creative. It feels very much a creativity relationship time for you. Saturn's in your 6th. So a beginning when it comes to like your health and your wellness. A lot of you could be, you know, because especially with the nodes being in your first and 7th houses, your eyes could be really open to being very spiritually inclined, and doing chakra work, cleansing, Reiki, acupuncture, reading spiritual books. And a lot of this thing may stay. So if you're doing something that can heal you in some way, because remember this year is about healing for everyone, this can actually help you with these nodal transits. It could make it feel like a walk in the park for a lot of you. So the cards you have is the Emperor with the Moon. Now the Emperor card is actually your opposite Aries card. And here's a card that is, my throat is very dry, sorry. Here's a card that is about, I personally, it is about establishments, and it is also to do with order. I also feel it's about independence for a lot of you. So some of you who are going to dare to go there, whatever you're going to be doing, whatever you're going to be taking seriously, I feel that there's going to be more of a serious side to a lot of you Virgos, whether it's a commitment to a partner or a partnership, contracts, any of those, or it's a commitment to a passion project. You're going to be getting yourself organized or trying to get yourself organized, committing yourself to be healthier, committing yourself to be, I don't know, fixing your home, committing yourself with family. It feels like a beginning of commitment, and you're not going to be taking anything. I feel some of you Libras may also be showing a bit of a fiery side in your daily life when it comes to work. We may not see that type of Libra that is very, you know, wanting to please people all the time, even though that is naturally you on a general. Or, you know, people take the piss. You're like, okay, fine, you know, it could be like, no, you know, we could see that other side, because you guys are fists in a velvet glove. So the other side of Librans is not to be messed with, and we can see a lot of that coming forth, especially with the Emperor card. And I feel you guys may want to break away from your old habits and, you know, take the bull by the horns. You also got the Moon card, and the Moon card is ruled by Cancer, and it's to do with emotions. And Cancer rules your 10th house. So this could be something to do with your career. Very much so. This Moon card is also the Temperance card in tarot. So the Temperance card is about, you know, moderation in all forms. You know, not jumping ahead of the game, coming together. Listening is very much a spiritual card, because it's a card that is of an angel. So emotionally, I feel getting in touch with your emotions, again, is going to be, like Aries, is going to be of the highest of 23, because it can guide you very well. Okay, I know a lot of you may not want to hear that, and a lot of you may think, oh, I'm always in touch with my emotions, but it's mostly your head. So there might be an emotional side, even though it's going to be a stronger side this year. On 23, it's also going to be a side that is going to be in touch with the emotions. You don't do things by the whim. You do things because of something that has happened or something that someone has said. You can run. I feel a lot of you can run. You could, you know, when you are strong, you can jump the gun, especially with this Moon card, the Temperance card. But it's going to be a time to, when it's, even though it's about your emotions, it's about stepping back, not jumping into things. The emotions are going to be playing a big time for a lot of you, especially when it comes to something really close to your heart. Because the heart is going to sing, Libra. And you know, we've got this Venus Cazimi in your sign, which is going to be playing for years and years to come. So you guys are changing, you guys are transforming, even if you guys don't see it. So brand new time for a lot of you Librans in 2023. Hello Scorpio, welcome to your 2023 general reading. So Scorpios, you got Saturn, that's in your 5th house. You know, if you want to, you can ask Libra how that went. It actually trines you, so it's more of an emotional time. I think you might have a bit of an easier time with this, because it's emotions. It's to do with Pisces. You and Pisces get on very well. This is a time of creativity, passion, projects, children, fertility, and, you know, birthing of a new idea. It's also to do with entrepreneurship, like working for yourself. This might be restricted in some way, but sometimes when things are restricted, it's because we just really have to work at it. And you more so than ever, Scorpios, you're definitely in it for the long haul. We've got the nodes that are still in your sign, so it's going to be playing out big time, especially when Saturn goes into Pisces. It's going to be there for the next 3 years, or it actually feels like it's going to be for 4 years, but still, when Saturn is activated in Pisces, the nodes are still activated for the couple of years. So you guys are going to be really feeling this for the next couple of years. And again, no time like the present in order for what you want to do and how you dress. When this also happens, you also have Jupiter in your 7th house. This is to do with your relationships. So there's going to be some changes there, expansions there as well. You also have the nodes, which are in your 6th and 12th houses. So you guys may feel that things are slowing down, things you really need to work on. I feel some of you actually may like this restructure. I feel some of you may actually like to sort of go within, you know, smell the coffee, not rushing too far, and just working on things. I feel with the nodes being in your 1st and 7th houses, you in Taurus, it's like, you know, yes, you're the star of the show, but there's things that you wanted to keep hidden, and now they've been sort of like exposed. Like if there's someone you liked, or if there's something like you've liked someone, or there's something you want to bring out to the world, it's just been gone too quick. But now it's changed. It's like I can actually, you know, keep these things under wraps, keep these things under secret, and I can relax now. I can just work on certain things without being bothered. So I feel some of you actually may like being behind the scenes in some way. And you also got Venus, which is in your 10th house in Leo. So this is going to be heralding a new change when it comes to like your job. The 10th house is like you're going to be seen. So there might be more of a beautiful side of Scorpions that people didn't see. You know, it could be promotions as well. If some of you are single, it could be new love, a multitude of things. When we come to your cards, let's not forget we've got Pluto in your 4th. And one thing I like to say, and I think I've said it many times, so I'm sure some of you may be tired of hearing it, but not only will this affect Pluto in Scorpio, you know, the Scorpio sun, moon or rising, it will also affect the generation of Pluto. And even though Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, it actually does better in Leo. What I found out, it actually is better in Leo, but it's going to affect you, and it's also going to affect the Pluto and Scorpio generation. So, you know, there's things that are going to be coming up from the past that you guys will have to heal, and some of you will find it easier, some of you may not. Some of you may want to just carry on how you used to, but it's not going to be that kind of party. So the cards you have is the Wheel of Fortune with the Scorpio card, which is your card. It's a number 8 card. The Wheel of Fortune is showing you that this year, even though things are actually really nice, there's lots of changes that are going to happen. The Scorpio card is showing you, again, there's going to be a lot of transformation that's going to be happening. When you get these two cards together, these are showing me that you can't control the outcome, unfortunately. The number 8 in tarot is the Strength card, and it is about overcoming stuff that, you know, even if things feel scary, you're going to really overcome it. So if we're going to put all these together, anything that's going to be changing or happening or starting or ending, you're going to be, you can overcome it. Like Leos, you can actually overcome it. It's just about trying not to control the outcome, you know, because the Scorpion card is showing me that a lot of you are going to feel more passionate, more intense. Even like the shadow side, that also can come out, especially if you cannot control a narrative. So try go with the flow. Wheel of Fortune is setting a tone now, and changes are abode. Changes are good. Some changes can be bad, but sometimes if something leaves us, Scorpio, something brand new is going to be coming in. So we have to try and be open to it, especially when Pluto goes into your 4th house. It's been in your 3rd house for a very long time, for 15 years. And a lot of you have made that transition of, you know, going from when it was in Sagittarius, earning your money, and now it's in, you know, it was in Capricorn, and it's, you know, it's about you doing business deals and making money on social media, and a lot of you were influencers, but now it's like home time. You know, some of you may be having to transform like the past in some way, really talking about the past, and some of you are having kids or thinking of having kids. You know, if you want to, especially the Pluto generation, ask Libra how that went. It was a very long time. So you guys are going within, and that also may be causing some of you to think, okay, why is these changes happening? But changes are good, and sometimes they only feel good when we're in it. So I feel a lot of you are going to be seeing that from 2023. Hello, Sagittarius. So Saggies, welcome to your 2023 general reading. And, you know, Saggies, you're going to be the star of the show with all the mutables, because Saturn is in your 4th house. Okay, so this is about the home, roots, the past, you know, mothers. This is an emotional time. There can be some restrictions that happen here, but it's also a time where some of you may slow down. There's a time where some of you may actually invest more in the home financially. Could be a move of the home. We have the nodes that are going in your 5th and 11th house. So, you know, it's a time of fun, you know, a beginning and friendships. You know, you guys, I feel actually, even though you have the square, I feel that you guys will still enjoy it. You guys always make lemonade out of lemons anyway. So regardless of what happens, you guys are really going to enjoy it. There could be new friends coming into your life. There could be new partnerships, new lovers if you're single, or if you're in a relationship, you could have a bit more fun now. There could be a birth of a new project, an idea, a child, working for yourself, business contracts. A lot of these could be coming for you. I'll be doing a full video, so remember to check that out when it comes out. And we got, what else do we have? We got Jupiter, which is in your 6th house, okay, in Taurus. So around restructuring, you're ruled by Jupiter. So whenever Jupiter transits, like Pisces, wherever it transits, you work with the theme. So this is when it's transit in your 6th. It's like, okay, I had fun when I was in my 5th, but now it's time for me to, you know, get back to that daily grind of work. And I feel you find that, you know, whatever you're putting the work in, it can expand. It can make you more busy, but it can bring more work, like paperwork, and making you be more structured. But it also can help with your physical as well, especially if you've been having too much fun and not really concentrating too much on keeping yourself, you know, agile. Now you can, like, okay, I'm going to get back to the drawing board and do this. And we've got Venus, which is in your 9th house, which is your house. So it's just like, it's just bam, bam, bam for me. You know, what is going on here? And yeah, with Venus being in your 9th house, is just like, it's great. You know, it's in your house. It's like expanding of, if you're single, expanding of meeting certain people, or it could be lovers from the past, but they could be living far away. You could be traveling to a new destination as well, but you also could be learning, because you're all about learning. So it actually feels really fun. And the cards you have actually is a 3 of Cups with the Cancer card. So there's a lot of celebration that's going to be coming. I feel that even though Saturn's in your 4th, you still can make it work. You still can, like, okay, you know, there's certain things I wanted to make look better in my home. I wanted to invest, and it might take a while, but if I just keep on going, if I just keep plugging in, and especially communicating with my family, you know, I can make a lot of strides. There could be a lot of things that could really go down really well, because you've got a lot of lovely transits. But again, because everything's up in the air for everyone, you know, you, like the other 5 signs, I feel just can really make it work. So the 3 of Cups is about a celebration, celebrating with family, friends. It could be 3 friends. A lot of you could be making new friends. So that's a definitely cause for celebration. And also with the Cancer card as well. It's all well and good. This card is saying it's all well and good to be having that time to be celebrating, and, you know, with your family and friends, and, you know, drawing up new plans and ideas, but you still need that downtime. You still need that time to, whether it's meditating or just thinking. Could be you thinking about a next project. It could be many things of that, but also having that downtime to rest, having that downtime to think, sleep as well. Because again, it's going to be a very busy time for a lot of you. Also, this card is showing about your identity in some way, because the Cancer card is to do with, you know, like, even though it's about the home and the past, and is about identity, is also to do with lineage as well. So you could be thinking a lot about that as well this year. And also, some of you may also, again, may want to invest in a land from far away. And it may be for you to be, you could be like, if you have a big family, could be like, we need to get away and stay here for a while. We need to like be here or travel here because we need this space to just relax. Okay, so yeah. And the four, and this is a four, so it is about the Emperor, which is about father figures, authority figures. So you guys may be taking the bulls by the horns and initiating change as well, which is actually really, again, a really great thing. If things are up in the air, which I don't doubt that they won't, you'll be taking the bull by the horns. You'll be, okay, things are just too high, let's just take it a notch down. You know, okay, I saw you, but I just need a bit of space. And, you know, because when it's a fifth and 11th house, it's very busy houses, house of fun and friends and goals. And there's a lot of goals and dreams that you want to accomplish in 23, but we get more when we're in stillness and also when we're in peace. So very busy time for a lot of you Saggies. Hello Capricorn, and welcome to your general 2023 tarot and astrology. So Capricorn, first things first, we've got Saturn moving into your third. Big time for the mind, communication. Well, you Capricorns be getting your groove on spiritually, emotionally, mentally, creatively. You have Taurus, Jupiter in Taurus in your fifth. A great time for expanding any creative work projects. And for when you combine the Jupiter and Pisces energies, this can actually help you open your mind to new possibilities in 23, to unforeseen things, whether it's spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, all of this that can soften the blow. You know, Capricorns, Pluto has been in your sign, which feels like forever, for the past 15 years. I know a lot of you Capricorns have been through it. You know, you guys have seen lots of transformations in your life. Some of you may have gotten married, become parents, started a new job, a business. You know, there was definitely transformation. Some of it was great, some of it was tiring. And now it's moving into your second house. You're going to be seeing more or less most like the fruits of your labor when it was in your first, transformed to when it's in your second. You'll be, you know, when Pluto's in your second, your finances and especially how you are viewing money is going to be very different now, extremely different. We also have Venus in Leo, which is in your eighth. So again, about finances are going to be played out, shared resources. And again, I'll be doing like a full video on this. And let's not forget, we have the nodes, which are moving into your 4th and 10th houses, like Cancer. And again, there's a brand new beginning happening. There could be a new home you're moving into, a new, address. There could be expansion in the family. You guys could also start doing some real estate work, investing and really investing in your home. And because this year, a lot of, you know, there's other action that is happening, but these are the ones that really caught my eye. A lot of this action is to do with your, you know, your daily communication and your siblings, creativity, Spiritual work, I feel, will really help you as well this year, but also your relationships and your home. I feel a lot of you are gonna have lots of highs and some lows. Lows not in a bad way, it's just that, we have to go within. We have to slow down and smell the coffee. It's not about working hard like how we used to. And some of you guys could see that now. When Saturn was in your sign, yonks ago, you guys came up. And now it's easing out of a cycle. You guys will be seeing this too. So the card you have is the Eight of Pentacles with the Pluto card. So this is showing me, okay, of course, you're going to be, like what I said before, a lot of like, I feel you guys will definitely be working towards your goals, which you do every year, but more so this year because you'll be experiencing some psychic, emotional, spiritual downloads. And your mind is going to be, instead of working one way, it's going to be working another way, especially the nodes that are in your 5th and 11th houses. Again, opportunities are going to be presented to you, but I feel that when you are like eating or anything you're doing, when you're not working, you will get a lot of ideas, a lot of ideas. And I feel you're going to be putting this into what you are doing, and there can be a lot of amending that's going on. And with this Pluto card, it's a 22 card, and Saturn is easing out. It's in your sign, but it's easing out, which is definitely transformed you in a huge way. But with the 22, which is the Saturn card, which is actually your card, you're going to see that, all what you were about, it wasn't to you made hay, put it that way. All the cards or the craziness that you were dealt with, you managed to overcome it. You transformed and you came out of it, not necessarily smelling of roses, but you went through it. You dared yourself to confront certain things that were within you. You did to confront your selfishness. You did to confront your unemotional responses. And when it moves into your second, I feel there's going to be a bit more of an opening about you. Because you Capricorns are very sensitive. You just hide it very well. And I don't feel that this year is going to be it's not going to be like that anymore. So this Pluto Saturn card is like an end of a journey. So an old way is peeled off for a new beginning to happen. And with the Eight of Pentacles as well, is that you're going to still be a work in progress, but you're still going to, learn from like your mistakes, and you'll be putting everything you've learned into 2023 into practice as well on all levels. Hello Aquarius, so welcome to your general 2023 reading, and what a year it's going to be for you. Like all the fixed signs, we have Pluto that is in your house. Jesus, we've not seen this in a long time, okay? And you guys, I feel that you guys are going to be showing some type of different behavior. Before I talk about that, I'll talk about, Saturn going into your second. It's eased out into your first, and a lot of you may be very relieved because, there may have been lots of highs, but a lot of lows, a lot of restrictions that were placed on you. Some of you may have not felt yourself, and now it's like go time. But this is about your self-worth, your eating, your spending habits as well. So a lot of you could actually start to feel a little bit more generous. You could be investing in like certain projects, in people as well, doing something spiritual. But this is also about how you're feeling with money. And with Jupiter in your 4th, expansion in the home. There could be a change. You could be moving home. You could buy another home. You could be, talking. There could be things to do with like your mother. Something changing in the family, expansion in the family. But also it's an emotional time, Okay, and also with the nodes being in your 3rd and 9th houses, you guys have got a lot to learn, and you guys are ready for it. You know, you're all about that action. And with Venus going in your 7th house as well, especially retrograde, oh boy, your relationships are going to be on fire. You and Leo. And some of you guys may delve into it, might be thinking, you know what, no time like the present. You know, or if you've got an existing relationship, it's like realizing there's certain things that weren't spoken about, or you not having fun. It's now, it's going to be that time. But with Pluto being in your 1st house, you're going to be transformed in a big, huge way. And it's only going to be there for like 3 months. It's going to be from March till May. And it's not, but I feel you're going to be showing little bits of what's to come in general. All like the air signs will benefit from this, all the air signs. And also with the generational, like Pluto in Libra, Pluto in Sagittarius, especially these two, you are going to be, they're going to be changing things alongside with yourself. So yeah, you'll be making strides this year. And when it goes back into Capricorn, you can go back to the drawing board. And when it goes back into your sign again in 2024, that's when it's like, here it is, you know. So the card that you have is the King of Wands with Saturn. So you are going to be shining. This card is like the king, man. It's like the king of what's to come. It's about showing yourself. You guys are going to be like unafraid, unashamed. If you've got something to say, you're going to be saying it. You know, I feel that a lot of you guys you're going to show much more of a generous side. There could be more sense of emotions coming out for a lot of you. Whenever you see the King of Wands, like things are going to be fine. You know, yes, it could be, yes, some of you could be quite boastful, showing off. There could be an egotistical side that comes out, but you're going to be your authentic self now. And that word annoys me, to be honest. It's not about authentic self, just being your real self. And this is the time to be doing it, especially with Pluto being in your sign. And with the Saturn card is, yes, the Saturn card is about restrictions, but I feel that you guys are really going to be transforming. I feel the lessons that you've learned when Saturn was in your sign from 2020 until now is that, yes, some of the lessons were really harsh, but you guys had an awakening. And there was things that, you know, if you were one of those signs, Aquarians, that got it easy, I feel some of you may have seen that, especially when Saturn went into your sign, that things were not, it may have appeared easy, but there was other things going on behind the scenes, and this may be revealed. If some of you weren't doing the Saturnian work, you can now start seeing that you really have to put the work in. Or if some of you had no idea, you can actually start transforming yourself in a big way, because the Saturn card is number 19. Number 19 in the tarot is actually thought it was the Judgment, but it's actually the Sun card. So you got two Sun cards that are happening. It's about it's like the big reveal is coming out for a lot of you. And let's not forget, we've got this conjunction for the next 20 years in your sign. So regardless if you know, Aquarius, or you've got planets in Aquarius, or planets that are helping with Aquarius, the big reveal, it's like things are going to be shining now. And with the Saturn card, yes, it is restrictions, but it's also for the long term. So anything you're going to be implementing is going to be for the long term. So it's like, choose wisely, you can listen to your friends or your family, but make sure that, you know, it's not going to be frivolous. It's just for the long term. You're all about mankind. So that's what it's all about for you in 2023. Doing things for mankind, not doing things just for the self. Not being afraid to open up, not being afraid to say how you feel, because that layer is now being peeled for a lot of you Sagittarius, Aquarius. So it's a very big year for you. And last but not least, one of the biggest stars of the show, shining alongside Aquarius, shining alongside Taurus, Leo, it's Pisces. So Pisces, big year for you. Big year for you. First, talk about Jupiter. That is in your third house. Okay, and we've got the nodes there as well. So, you know, the expansion about if you're going to do anything creative, how you're communicating, where you're going to live, your siblings, but also the mind in general. And we have Venus, which is in your Venus going retrograde as well in your sixth house of daily routines, your your work, your habits, pets, your health. That's going to be shining that light as well. But and after we've got the nose, which is in your second and your eighth house. So this is about your money. Your money situation is going to be playing big time until 2024. There could be gains and losses, new beginnings, you know, working with your partner. But and after them we have Pluto, which is in your 12th house for the next 20 years. Just like we have the Saturn conjunct Uranus in your 12th house for the next 20 years. And boy, you know, this Pluto being in your 12th house is not going to be affecting you too bad. It's just going to be showing you that, you know, because natally Aquarius rules your 12th. So there are things that you can conjure up. There could be you making waves behind the scenes, and when anything transfers to your first, you can bring it out. Now, when Saturn was in your 12th, it may have been quite hard for a lot of you because there are things I felt a lot of you really wanted to produce and do and get out there, but you may have felt very tired, very restricted. You know, there could have been, you know, it could have been things physically going on with you, mentally, emotionally, you know, hidden things that you didn't even know about. But some of you may have really persevered, especially when it came to creativity, spiritual work, meditation, yoga, stretching, all of that. And even if you try to push yourself, you had to sort of go back to the drawing board like, no, you have to take it slow. So I feel a lot of you had to do a lot of stops and starts. But now we have Saturn in your first house. So it's time to look back what happened, Pisces, 30 years ago. We're talking 93 and 94. Yeah, you are going through a huge transformative time. I have done a video on Saturn being in your in Pisces. So any of you sun, moon or rising, check that out. Saturn is all to do with karma, restrictions, but also you can make a mark in this world. With Pisces, it is about spiritual, it's about hidden themes, realms, hospitals, shirams, hospices, spirituality. You are ruled by Neptune. Another thing that happened in 2022, we had this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in your sign. So regardless what was happening with Saturn, you guys sort of made headway. You guys were shining. And I feel that this year, even if you didn't manage to produce anything, if you made little tiny strides, but you had to rest a lot, if you tried to get really fit and healthy, you know, going to that Virgo way, and you just got, you know, you probably, you know, I don't know, sprained, I don't know, anything physical may have happened to you guys. You had to go back to the drawing board, do something high intensity, then you had to, oh, it hurts my muscle. You have to do something low intensity. Anything that you tried to do fast and you had to go back, a lot of you had to go back to the drawing board. But I feel now you're going to start seeing a physical change that's happening. Like I said, you guys are the star of the show. So all your efforts, or even if no matter how small it was, it's going to be brought out. And this is going to be from 2023 to 2026. Okay, because it's going to dip in and out of your sign. So it's going to be, it's like 3.5 years. Usually Saturn does stay that long anyway, but it's going to be, you know, you're going to be going from early 2020s to like mid 2020s, and that's when things are going to be changing anyway, because we're going to have Saturn in Aries, and it's going to conjunct Neptune. No, yes, it will conjunct Neptune. Yes, it will. And a lot of you, I'll say like the early Pisces are going to be feeling it 2023 when Saturn's in Pisces. 2024, it'll be like the mid. So it'll be like the Neptune Pisces, the second degree, which is like from the second to like the 10th or 11th. You'll feel it in 2024. And in 2024, 2025, and 2025, 2026, it'll be the last degrees. And also when Saturn conjuncts Neptune, which is like a long transit, which started like in the early, not in the early, it started like in the 80s. It's an end of a big cycle, okay? We're coming, I don't think a lot of you Pisces understand how big it's going to be for you guys. Not only are you finishing a cycle that started 30 years ago, you're easing into the second half of the decade, which is going to be changes of a lot of generational planet cycles that started in the 80s. And you're going to be like heralding that change as well. And not only that, because we've got the conjunction in Jupiter and Neptune in your sign, that's going to last for 13 years, going to carry on until the 2030s. You guys are going to be at the forefront of things. So now is really, I know I've gone off on one, but now is really the time for a lot of you to start getting your stuff out there. You know, I feel there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you guys, a hell of a lot of opportunities that's coming you guys' way. And it also feels that a lot of you, especially if you've done the spiritual work, not if, but if you've actively done the spiritual work, i.e., I don't know, praying, meditating, Bible, going back to church, any of that, you're thought of doing it. I feel a lot of you guys will be doing it now, but that will really protect you. So if anyone comes to you about anything, or Pisces said this, I feel that you guys are going to be very spiritually protected. And it also feels that you guys are going to feel you're going to, yeah, like nothing can touch you, but as long as you're staying that high vibration. Because the cards you have is the Queen of Wands with Neptune card. And the Queen of Wands is like, yeah, here I am. I'm showing myself now. It's very much a creativity card. This card is also Last Decan of Pisces. So I feel that a lot of, for some reason, it's showing me that all Pisces will feel the effects, even if it doesn't matter what decan you are. I feel that the Last Decan may be at the forefront for a lot of things. And also maybe it's because the Neptune is in the last degree. That probably is, and this Neptune card as well is probably saying that a lot of the late degrees Pisces. And I feel that the late degrees will be ushering a new active, also a creativity, something spiritual, something innovative, because the late degrees is also ruled by Pluto, and they're like the strongest out of all the degrees of Pisces. So I feel a lot of you late degrees, so if you're like born from, I don't know, like the 11th to like the 20th of March, you guys will be like ushering, like, here it is, and the other Pisces will be very inspired, because it feels like this Queen of Wands is, and the Neptune card is about very fearless. Neptune is very much a beautiful illusion that could be happening. So it's showing me a little bit of a warning in 2023, like try and be as honest as you can, because with Saturn being in your sign, whatever you're doing, putting out there, or even saying, it can come back to you. Although you guys are very, very protected. So yeah, it's just showing that whatever you're going to be doing, try and be as truthful as you can, because you're shining, and you're shining until like the next half of the decade. Another thing I was going to say, when we have the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries, it's going to be early degrees. So people that are born at last degrees, it's going to be like 0 to 2 degrees. The late degrees of Pisces, especially like the 18th to the 20th of March, you're going to have this dose, an extra dose of greatness happening. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. So yes, so the late degrees, I feel, are going to be ushering something new, something fearless, something wild, something innovative, something different. Some of you could be, you know, putting out something spiritual, writing. if you've got a book to come out, I feel that you're going to be making strides to get this out. Some of it may seem like an illusion, but some of it may really inspire people, like, oh my God, I didn't know that you could write about this or say this, or you created this. A lot of dreamy energy that's coming forth, but it's going to really inspire people. But as long as you are being truthful, because this is a 21 card, and this is the Judgment. The Judgment card is about spiritual awakenings. It's also a Scorpionic card. So these two cards, again, I am seeing the late degrees coming through and pushing and putting something out there that's going to wake up the masses in a strong way. But regardless, a lot of Pisceans are going to be waking up the masses. We've actually seen a lot of them coming up now, especially on social media. It doesn't really matter what generation, but a lot of them are coming up. But also a lot of them are showing something that's not real. Because remember, Pisces makes you want to buy something. That's why they're the greatest magicians. So I feel some of you, the ones that are coming up now, are going to be showing something that you can buy, you can create, you can imagine. You know, it feels like it's going to be very real. So a big time for a lot of you Pisces, very big time. And yeah, that was the 2023 astrology and tarot for all the signs, guys. You know, let me know how this, obviously, you know, let me know your messages, your comments sections. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much for listening, guys. There's other videos that are going to be coming out because we're coming to the end of the year. And yes, follow me on social media. And again, thank you very much for listening. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.